All right, y'all. Good morning. So we're gonna do some dragging today. We finally got good enough current to where I could actually drag. The only problem we're running into is that the areas I want to drag is now the slack water. So there's a bunch of little trash. I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. It's not like huge trees or nothing like that we got to try to maneuver around. But I got a stretch we're gonna drag. I have anchor fished here before. So I know that there's structure through here, but I'll drag through it. You know, that's kind of the biggest thing is you always got to try to cover water. That's the best way to, you know, to find these fish and catch these fish. You got to cover water, and this is the most effective way to cover water and find catfish. Now, there's a couple different reasons why I like dragging. One, again, you cover water, you catch more fish. You know, your catch numbers go up a little bit. Well, your opportunity numbers go up a little bit. I'll just put it that way. But the other thing is that I like is that I can take a stretch that I fished before, let's say anchor fishing or, you know, what, spot lock and whatever, and then I could throw some boards out, and now I can learn the little things that are in this stretch. Like when I catch a fish in a spot, I always try to remember that spot. Then I always, you know, go back and try to figure out, well, why did I catch that fish there? Was he just a random fish roaming, or was there a little rock I missed? Was there a, you know, small brush pile or you know, a little log or something that I missed? And then I'll, you know, come back and I'll scan it and then try to pinpoint why I caught that fish. That doesn't happen in every area, but it definitely has happened in a lot of areas that I fish. It just better helps me understand the bottom, why the fish relate to that particular spot, you know, just a bunch of other things too. But bait today, I got some fresh skipjack. I caught a couple fresh white bass. Water temps today they're 63 degrees, but I'd imagine they're going to go up here pretty quick. We're supposed to have the next week. It's supposed to be getting up into the 80s, so that'll be good. But then we got rain later this week, so I don't know what that'll do to the water temp. That's kind of what we're running into. But I've been asked, I guess a few times, well, quite a few times in my last few videos about going over my setup. Well, if I can get everything through here, we'll go over. There we go. Anyway, so my setup is what I use is I mean, it's really simple. I think I've showed it off before, but I've got some new subscribers that have asked the same question. But it's basically just you know, I got my main line. This is 40-pound Berkley big game, then to a 3-way swivel. I just happen to use this one because that's what Mad Cat sells, and they seem to be a little bit more sturdier of a swivel. And then I just attach a clip here for my weight, and that's all I do. Then of course my leader line, it varies. It's between 38 to 40 inches. It just depends. But again, this is 80-pound Berkley big game. I know there's a lot of good lines out there, but this is the line that I've trusted for years, and it's the line I'm going to keep using. Now on this one here, I just got, you know, the same Santee rig, but with my two inside rods here, I always run a couple, you know, rattles. Does it make a difference? I don't know. I can't say that it doesn't. I can't say that it does, because I've caught fish on with or without it. So I don't know. But the main thing that I get asked a lot about is what hook I ended up going with. I ended up going with the Whisker Seeker triple thread hook. This is by far my favorite hook. I currently run the 10-aughts on everything else, but I do have some 8-aughts for, you know, other stuff. But these are by far my favorite hooks that I've used so far. So that's pretty much the setup. The other thing that I got going on, if hopefully maybe this one will pop off. Doesn't appear that it will. Oh, there it goes. Okay, but the other thing I got going on too is I got these dragon weights. Now, John Bubba New, if you follow him on Facebook, you know he makes the new slings and stuff like that, but he also makes these dragon weights. And I have to tell you, I've been using them off camera for a while. Well, I'll say for a while, for a little bit. And I don't know, there's nothing really special about them, except for the fact, I don't know if you can hear that. He puts some little ball bearings or something inside there. But I've drug through some pretty nasty stuff with these, and they seem to work pretty good. But he calls these the magic sticks. If you look him up on Facebook, just send him a message on Facebook, he'll be able to square you away. But he gave me some to try a while back, and now I got a boat full of them because I really like them. But yeah, like I said, if you want to, go ahead and give them a shot. I like them. So far, they have done me pretty good, and he'll make you any size. I think it makes up to a 10 ounce, I do believe, which I've never needed to have a need for a 10 ounce, but maybe some people do. But I've had needed 8 ounces before. But yeah, we're gonna get this last rod set up, get it out, get my suspended rod out, and then we're just gonna creep our way down this bank. I'm going 0.3 because this is still a good time to catch flatheads. And you can catch flatheads dragging. I've done it, and I know a lot of other people do it, but you gotta, you can't really, you're not gonna be able to, I don't think they'll chase something down if you're going like 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, I don't know. I'm not saying they won't, but I'm sure they would prefer something just kind of, slowly going by them. But so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go kind of slow. We're gonna work this stretch. Then I got some more stretches on up I wanna work. But I like getting out here and just covering the water because that, like I said, that helps me learn an area and potentially create a lot more fish catches. Ooh, there's a fish. There's a fish. Yeah, there's a fish. Not a bad one. Had one hit this pink rod too. Now he's coming to me. Heck yeah. All right. All right, buddy, I appreciate that. Heck yeah, decent one. Decent one to start the day. That was, we're coming up on an underwater point here. That's where I figured one would be sitting. Yeah, kind of where I figured one would be sitting, but he's not a bad one. I mean, just a pretty looking thing, boy. Heck yeah. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Way to get the day started. Ain't been dragging very long either. There's one. There's one. Not a monster, but it's a barge bite for sure. It is a barge bite for sure. See them old barge bites, that's a real thing. Like I said, he's not a monster though. But he was up shallow. That's interesting because I started moving the boat a little bit shallower and I started seeing a lot more activity up here, about 36 foot of water, but that one was in about probably 20 foot of water. Staying down. It's about like the last one. Yeah, he's about like the last one. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Come here, buddy. He's slightly bigger than the last one. All right, I got the camera, it must have got hot, but I said the great thing about dragging baits is I ended up moving up a little bit shallower, and you know, just trying to, but that's the good thing about dragging, because you can move in and out, especially on the river here, and try to find these fish. And both these fish, well, the two fish that I've caught so far have come off these inside rods, so they may be just a little bit shallower today. But good deal. Thank you, buddy. Sure would like to see you get bigger. Well, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, that's the benefit about dragging, y'all. Because you can change your course of action on the fly, and that's what I like about doing it. That's a fish. Yeah, that's a fish right there. Just a slow pullback on that. Heck yeah, that was out there in the channel. It's not a bad one. At least you don't feel like it so far. Let me get this one in. I mean, we ain't got that much current today either, so. But he did not take off with it. He just kind of sit there with it. Swam a little bit further back, but he didn't take off with it. I mean, not a monster, but. Oh, this is fun, man. I ain't been able to get out here and drag water in a while. This is fun. I like watching them old planer boards take off like that. Well, he didn't really take off with it, but he's keeping that old head down, that's for sure. Yeah, he's keeping that old head down for sure. Where's he at? Man, he's not a monster. He's not a bad one. He's just all tangled up is what he is. Let me get the net on him. He's just a little bigger than I want to pick up by the leader. Come here, buddy. All right. All right. Oh yeah. All right, buddy. Get you taken care of. Yeah, he's the biggest one of the day so far. I mean, no monster by no means, but I'm glad to have him. Just a slow takedown. But either way, whether they rip it out, slow it down, I don't care. Yeah, look at him. Wow, come on now. Yeah, look at him. That's a decent one there. Not a huge one, but a really good one. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Ouch. Good deal. I like it when they do that. I tell you, these old fish, they're waking up. We had that, I don't know, it's about, what are we up to now? 64 degrees, almost 65 degree water temp. That's what it was, you know, a couple weeks ago, and we had that cold front come through, then we had that cold rain come down, and then we were right back to barely in the, you know, 59, 60 degrees. So these old fish were getting a little confused to what needed to happen. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull these in. We're gonna go around this buoy, and then I wanna just go, once we get around the buoy, I'm gonna start again, but I wanna rebait all this. We're gonna go from this buoy to the next buoy, then we're gonna keep going around the corner. There's quite a bit of, I mean, I'm just gonna keep going. This bank has actually turned out to be pretty good, so I'm just gonna keep going. And then, like I said, we're gonna work this point here and then go around, and then it's kind of like a straight shot to the rest of the river, but we're just gonna keep dragging. All right, I'm gonna show you something that I was looking at when I was coming along this area, but okay, so you can see here, let's look on the other one. That one has a, okay, so you see, I mean, you can see where I've already got something marked out here, but on the bottom, like the channel, you can see how we got like a point that comes out and it kind of cuts back in, and we're kind of coming up on another little point. It's a little bit more defined on the other one. But little spots like this, like my baits are probably somewhere back in here, but as we start coming up, because it's just a small little hump out there in the channel. So usually sometimes little things like that will hold a fish. That's what I'm hoping. Hoping to hold a couple of them actually. You gonna take it? You gonna take it? You gonna take it? He did. Not a monster, but it's a fish. Oh yeah. I don't know where these big ones are, but we're gonna, you got plenty more water to drag still, so we're bound to run into one. Just these fish have just been so scattered, this is just the best way to catch them. It's kind of hard to pinpoint an area, whatever, so. And we'll just keep doing it this way. Not a big one. At least you committed, man. I've had some pretty good bites on these planer boards. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, I've had them smack this planer board and about pull it under, but then that was it. So it tells me they're just really not wanting to eat, I guess. Maybe I'm not in the right feeding window right now, I don't know. But this one wanted to eat. And I surely appreciate that, buddy. Yep, I surely appreciate that. Wanted him a big old piece of skipjack. That's a big piece of skipjack for you. There we go. I mean, just pretty looking things though. Just pretty. Alrighty, I'll go down there and tell your big brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles to come up here. That would be neat. Okay, got one on the suspended rod. Good deal. Well, he smacked the crap out of it. He's not a big one, but he smacked the crap out of it. Good deal. Got one on a suspended rod finally. Old Crazy Blue. Oh yeah. Good deal. I figure once I moved, because I moved the boat back closer to the bank, getting this little shallower step. Of course, I'm actually dragging through timber and stuff down there. Yeah, I'm actually dragging through that stuff. I ain't afraid to drag through it. I may lose some stuff, but I ain't afraid. Good deal. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Watch this. Watch. Watch. See that idiot? These idiots, well, I tell you, they're going to be out everywhere in full force. Anyway, another nice fish. Not a monster. I got a feeling they ain't too far behind. There he goes. All right, we're gonna go up just a little bit further and we're gonna try another spot. We definitely don't need this anymore. We're gonna try some mud bottom. This is kind of a mud bottom out here, but it has a lot of rock and stuff on it. We're gonna go up and try like a slick mud bottom right on the edge of a channel, see what happens. Oop, 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 here's a fish. Take and drag, take and drag, take and drag. Oh yeah, take and drag. God, he was screaming drag off this reel. Let me spot lock this boat. This is a good fish here, y'all. This is a good fish here, y'all. Oh yeah, it's a good fish. I mean, as soon as he took it, he was peeling drag. Now he's coming up. Just don't get in them other lines. I think he's gonna get in them other lines. Oh, that's a good fish. Good fish. Well, at least he acted like one in the beginning. He was peeling drag like you wouldn't believe. He's coming up too fast though. We got current, so I can't say a whole lot just yet. Man, he smacked. That was that piece of white bass. That's good to know. That is good to know right there. Now he's staying down. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going, buddy? Yeah, that's a good fish. Where are you going? You want to come over this way? That'd be cool if you did. Let me get y'all turned a little bit. Yeah, that's a good fish here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's not a monster, but boy, he'll sure work. Ate him a piece of white bass. That's what I like. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. said, we got current and everything else, so come on. There he goes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, we got current, so I didn't want to big eye him too soon, but this is a good fish, y'all. Yep. I got everything. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's not as big as I thought he was, but I will take him. God dog, boy. See, he was hooked in a corner of that where the skin's at. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's really good. But I ate him a piece of that white bass. That's good to know. That tells me, because once they start hitting white bass, man, I tell you what, bait will be easy. Bait will be super easy at that point. I can get my glove. You are most definitely glove worthy there, buddy. Man, you're probably one of the bigger ones I've caught in a couple trips. Now I think I got one about your size the other day. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at this dude. Look at that dude there. Heck yeah, I'd say he's close to 40. Let me get a picture of him real quick and I'll let him go. All right, buddy. I appreciate that one more time. I mean, he hit this thing and he was just screaming line. Heck yeah. Thank you, sir. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, you about got me. You about got me, that's a fact. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, we drug a pretty decent little ways on this stretch here. I just had a couple little bites and that was about it, but boy, he wanted that piece of white bass. Good deal. Heck yeah. I'll just rehook this piece. I'll finish out the drag. We ain't got much further to go, but I'll finish it out, especially based off that one. But what it is well, I don't know if you can't see it, but what it is, they had built a little something, a little drainage or something right here, so it creates a little point, underwater point, and that's where he was. We're actually sitting on, well, my baits are coming up the point now, so that's where he was sitting, on the back side of that point. All right, y'all, this is gonna be it for this one. I'm hung up over there. I'll mess with it here in a minute. But like I said earlier in this video, we come out here and I wanted to do some dragging, which, you know, like I said, they've been running a lot of water, and today they start to slow it down. Tomorrow it's gonna be even better. Because when I've been out here scanning, you know, for structure, looking for structure and stuff, I have seen a lot of scattered fish. And the best way to catch scattered fish is this right here. Well, not with that one being hung up, but that's the best way to catch scattered fish. And when I scanned that first spot that that first stretch we fished at, there was a few scattered fish in there. It ended up being more than I thought. You know, we caught some decent fish. They weren't too bad. Well, let me spot lock this boat. But they weren't bad fish, but I had a couple of monster takedowns. I'm not sure if I'll put it in this video or not. But on that stretch, you know, these fish are still kind of close or nearby structure, because when we moved to this one, like I was saying, we were going to drag a mud flat. The only structure was that underwater point back there, and we ended up pulling that 40 off of it. And but the rest of it, not even a bite. Okay, so that tells me they're not here yet. But I just like you know, staying up with the fish. You know, some days, there's gonna be, well, there's quite a few days where I don't come out here and catch, you know, anything over 40 pounds. You know, a lot of them's, you know, 10, 15, 20 pounds, sometimes 30 pounds. But But you know, the bigger fish are here, they're moving around, they're just not committed to, you know, feeding up just yet. I mean, I know they're eating, they have to, you know, obviously they're eating, but you know, when are they eating? So now that we've targeted structure and that we've drug baits, now the next trip I take, I'm gonna do kind of like a late afternoon into the, you know, first part of the evening, and I'm gonna see if we can't find us a, you know, a decent fish. But all in all, it was fun. You know, catching fish is always fun. I enjoy it every day I get a chance to come out here, and I hope y'all do too. But that one ate some white bass. I caught a couple fish on white bass today, so that's good. Because when they start wanting white bass, man, I tell you what, that's pretty easy to catch out here. You know, skipjack's kind of hit or miss this time of year on the main river. I'll have to go to a dam or something like that to catch it if I need to. But all in all, like I said, it was a good day. And with all that being said, I appreciate you watching this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.